Boxing. Now, that sounds kind of redundant. This one may have taken it a little further than you've seen it in the past. First of all, less than 10,000 people here at the MGM Grand for a heavyweight championship bout. Second of all, the way this fight went on was incredible, and it left the fans here with a very, very bad taste in their mouth. Let's take a look at what actually happened in the fight. Of course, Bruce Seldon came in with the WBA heavyweight championship belt. Mike Tyson's WBC crown was not on the line in this fight. Seldon came in sporting a very strong left jab, and it looked as though he was backpedaling from the very first bell. Mike Tyson finally did get to him early in the fight. At least he went down early in the fight. Most of us at ringside saw the punch, and it looked as though it was no more than a glancing right hand off the top of the head of Bruce Seldon. Seldon later said it might have been an elbow that put him down. He later got up, got down again from a left hand from Mike Tyson, and at that time it was Bruce Seldon lying on the canvas. Finally got himself up, looked pretty sturdy until he got into the corner. Richard Steele got over to him, and then at the end of the count, it was Seldon with some very, very wobbly knees. Richard Steele looked at him and said, that is enough. And at 1:49 of the first round, it was all over. Mike Tyson picking up his second championship belt. So now he's got the WBC and the WBA belts. When it was all done, Mike looked up and he said, Cuss, speaking about his former mentor, Cuss D'Amato, 2 down, 1 to go. He's still got that IBF belt to get. When I talked to Mike after the fight, he said, hey, it's nice to have the 2 belts, but there's lots more to talk about.
Okay, I'm not an emotional person. It's no big issue. I'm just praise be to Allah that I was successful in accomplishing them.
You've heard the reaction of the fans in the arena here tonight. A lot of people thought that the first knockdown was at best a glancing blow off his head. You were the closest man to it. What happened?
Well, I'm a good puncher. You know, you should have those people come and take the punch that he got hit with, and then they could decipher whether it's hard or not.
And the left that put him down the second time, how strong was that?
That was a good punch. I do it hard, bad intention. You know, you're watching a fight, you're a reporter. Every punch was thrown with bad intention.
You know, unfortunately, I feel as though I'm redoing the McNeely post-fight here. Did you hit him hard enough to knock him down? The fans afterwards are yelling, fix, Mike. How do you feel standing in the ring hearing that?
Well, listen, what can I say? Do you think Mike Tyson's going to fix a fight? Do you think Joe Louis fixed a fight? They went through all the fight, all the heavyweight champions in their era. They did the same thing with Ali and Listen to Me. What can I do? I'm just here to render my services.
I guess the question is, how do the fans react? Because they're the ones that are paying, and there weren't even that many fans here tonight. What does that say about the status of heavyweight division?
I don't know about all that. It looks sold out to me. I don't particularly put great interest in the crowd while I'm fighting, but it looks pretty crowded to me.
What about the WBC belt? What happens now? If you don't fight Lennox Lewis, they're either going to take it away or something's going to happen.
I take all challenges, line them up.
Well, for his part, Bruce Seldon was
a great fighter. You know, he's fast. He's very fast, and he punches extremely hard. And I'm not ashamed to say that he's a great fighter. He's a great fighter. He punches extremely hard, and he's very fast. And I thought I was on my proper defense. I truly did, but he caught me with a left hook. And he caught me right on the point of my chin. And everybody knows that's the nerve. And that just rattled me, just shook me up.
What happened after you got up after the second knockdown? It looked like you were okay and then started wobbling towards the end of the count.
Well, I kind of knew he was going to come out after the second knockdown.
Yeah, second knockdown. You were down for a while. Looked like you got up for okay.
Like I just said, I was gone. You know, I was. You know, he hit me. I couldn't clear my head in time. It seemed as if Richard Steele was right there on the count. I'm not saying he had a fast count, but he was right there on top of the count, and I just couldn't clear my head in time. And I was staggered.
So, Bruce Seldon a loser tonight. Mike Tyson picks up another victory and another championship belt. And just to put the capper on this bizarre evening of boxing, here at the press conference following the fight, they weren't talking about tonight's fight. They were talking about Mike Tyson's next fight with Evander Holyfield.
Big Boy's Neighborhood. It is going down. All right now. Mike Tyson in the neighborhood.
Mike, I know that it was your fight that night that Tupac got shot at in Las Vegas. Can you just talk about the relationship you've had with Tupac, how that came about, and just how you felt about the whole ordeal?
All right, listen, I'm going to tell you, this is the first time I ever met Tupac. Magic Johnson was having a party at the Palladium here on Sunset.
Yeah.
And I came out, and some friends of mine was blocking the door. They was holding the party, blocked the door. And it was a young kid. And I said, hey, man, what's up, shorty? It wasn't Tupac, though. And I think it was Shark G. And I said, come to my Letterman, man. Come on, man. Let this guy in. And he said, come on in, shorty. And the guy said, oh, excuse me? And he went back and he brought like 200 guys with him. Ooh. So we had to bring him around the back, and Tupac was one of those guys. And so I come in, and Tupac's on the mic. These guys done bullied the place, took the mic, and Tupac's rocking on the mic. And the whole place is going crazy. They're loving it, right? And then I met him. We were talking, just a young, shy kid. And I went to prison, and he wrote me a letter. Then he came and saw me. Then he explained to me who he was. I said, I remember you, you know? And probably was a year before that. And then remember, and that's how we became friends. He kept coming, talking. We talked on phones, and we cultivated our relationship.
That's awesome.
And we both say when we get out of here, because he was really wild. I said, man, when I'm coming out, you going to be coming in, you know? And that's what happened. And, man, we was always saying we're going to come out of prison, we're going to conquer the world. Everybody's going to know our name. We're going to shock, and that's what happened. But, you know.
Hey, Mike, paint the picture for me. Where were you at when you got the message that Tupac had been shot and days later?
I was in my house. I was supposed to meet with him. But I just had a baby, and I'm you know, I'm a sucker. So I want to hang out with the baby and play with the baby and stuff. And trying to play the husband. I'm a good man, baby. You know, always in the kids and stuff. And then I heard the news. But I was supposed to join those guys. I wanted to hang out with them.
Really, though?
Yes.
You were going to hang out with them that night?
Yeah.
But you didn't even hang that night?
No.
I heard that. So when you get the call, the days that Tupac was in the hospital, did you try to go?
They wouldn't let nobody go up there.
I heard that, man. And what about when you actually got the news that Tupac had passed? Do you remember where you were, or just?
I was home. I was in my house, and I was like everyone else. It was just overwhelming, you know. And we lost somebody special. We lost somebody that was pretty reckless, but the world still loved him. Right. He was just a human being. We all had people in our family who just pushed the envelope a little too damn far.
Right.
You know, and we got to keep an eye on them, but, you know, we still loved them.
Hey, Mike, and knowing Tupac, and I knew Pac also, you know how there's some cats you're like, man, if he would have just, people didn't know how intelligent he was, or do you think that if he would have just made it out of that, like that would have been a small portion of his life, like there was a portion of your life, if you would have passed during that time, we would have never seen the Mike Tyson that evolved after. Do you feel like you wish, of course with life, but do you feel like people could have seen the part of Pac that you've seen and what could have become of Tupac?
Well, listen, we all have our own relationship with God, our personal relationship with God, and when He calls, we go.
Right.
That's just what it is. You know, I'm not clairvoyant. I can't see the future, but we all know Tupac was special. Maybe his anger or something was misguided, but we know it all meant well. Mm-hmm. You know, and we just knew that even when he was blurring curses, F this and filth and filth and filth and filth and filth and filth, and we know his pain, and we know this is a good person. He'll do anything. He'll come to your show. He's the biggest star in rapping. He'll come to your show for free and perform.
Yeah, man. Man,
He don't know who you are. He don't even know. He just saw you with a friend of his before and charge you nothing.
I heard that. We got Mike Tyson in the neighborhood, big boy.
Big boy.
I guess the meat and potatoes in this is, did he explain to you what he thought happened the night that him and Tupac were shot?
Yes. You want me to go through that? What he told me?
Absolutely.
Okay. So the caravan to Vegas. And I believe that the bodyguards that they were using for them that were also at the fight, or they saw some other bodyguards. There was another actually fight that was, or like a confrontation, I think, between Tupac and somebody else there, you know, at that fight, you know, in Las Vegas. So they leave, you know, they get in the car. I'm trying to simplify it also. They get in the car with their security following them, and another car pulls, aside of them. And Suge said to me that it was the bodyguards that were working at the fight, you know. And they fired at both Suge and Tupac, and Suge said he took a .45 slug in the back of his head, or the side of his skull. This is what Suge told me. Maybe it grazed him or something to that effect. And Tupac had gotten hit, and they were both, and then I think the police finally got involved and pulled everybody over. And, they're both laughing about getting shot, while they were driving. and all of that. And then they rushed both of them to the hospital, and they took Tupac to, one part, and they had Suge in another room, or something to that effect. But that was really the gist of it. He never saw, Tupac, obviously after that, didn't see his body, didn't see anything. But they were laughing the whole time after they got shot. So that's it.
He said that bodyguards were the trigger man?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Or hired, to do this. I mean, it was premeditated. And these guys were hired. That's what Suge told me.
So what he's telling you is pretty much flying in the face of the whole Orlando Anderson gang retaliation theory that's out there.
That's correct. Yep.
That this
yes,
is
sir.
Now, currently, and I don't know if you know this, but currently Snoop is inducting Tupac into the Hall of Fame. Did Suge give any indication that this involved Snoop, this murder?
Yeah. There was always indications that Snoop had been angry at, Tupac, and Suge, right? Because Tupac used to pick on Snoop a lot. I think Tupac and Snoop, I think Tupac slapped Snoop Dogg, and this is what Suge told me, and threw Snoop in the back of the SUV, like where the luggage was. And I'm not laughing at that, but it just, So it seems like there was a lot of disrespect that went on, and there was things that he did infer or allude to the fact that Snoop or his cousin might have been involved with this. Yep.
And how long ago was this meeting?
It's about 5-6 years ago. It's not recent.
And I'm sorry to repeat myself here, but
mm-hmm.
so 5 or 6 years ago, Suge Knight himself said that Snoop and his cousin might have had something to do with it.
That's correct. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. That's what he told me. It's possible. Anything's possible, isn't it?
Well, yeah, absolutely. So what happened with the initial conversation? Did it just not go anywhere? Or was it something that you weren't interested in?
No, it was just too complex for me at the time, and I just, I try to honestly, when people are actively involved in negative things like that, I just, it seemed, appealing. It was appealing to me actually, during that life that I thought about it, and I just thought it could be just a little bit too complex for me, with the characters involved and so on. And let me also say that this is just what he said to me. I mean, this is all, his word. I mean, we really don't know for a fact, do we? Who killed Tupac? I mean, who was responsible for it?
No, the murder's not been solved. There's the new documentary coming out that's actually alleging that Snoop and his cousin did have some involvement based on a confession letter. So
see, there you have it. Yeah, I mean that's part of it. That's what he said to me too. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You mentioned Tupac at the Frank Bruno and Mike Tyson fight. There was a song out there, "You Ain't Got a Lot to Kick It." Was that about Tupac and Mike Tyson not having problems?
No, Mike Tyson and Tupac were great friends when Mike was locked up in Indiana on those rape charges, and Tupac was locked up, they were writing each other back and forth, and that's how they became friends. And Mike and Pac never had a problem, never. Pac did all of the music for Mike's entry coming into the ring.
Yeah, I was in that documentary that Reggie Bywood did, that One Night in Vegas piece.
Oh, you talking about the Mike Tyson thing?
Yeah, that he did for ESPN, the 30 for 30.
ESPN 30-30?
Yeah, he mentioned all that in that piece.
Yeah. I don't want to take you guys off your path, but I was really disappointed about that whole thing that ESPN did with Mike Tyson.
What made you disappointed?
Why is that?
One, there was a twist on it the way they wanted it to be. I actually tried to get a hold of them, and I sent messages to the director that was putting that piece together, which was a brother, and
Reggie Rock Byfoot.
They didn't even call me back. But the guy that took the last picture of Tupac, they had him in there, and he lied. This guy flat out lied through his teeth. He said that he asked Tupac, could he take that picture of him? Now, I want everybody that's listening, especially all the Tupac fans, please hear this. How did this guy ask Tupac, could he take that picture of him when he was sitting in a car at the red light, and the guy had to have been across the street, way across the street, to have taken that picture? So as the car was facing east on Flamingo, because that's the direction we were going, he would have to have come over to the car, walked to the car, and asked Pac, can I take this picture?
No, you talking about the famous picture with Pac
and
Suge?
And Suge in the car. The last picture ever taken of Tupac. That guy lied through his teeth about that picture. All right? And I hope he's listening out there. And if anybody that know him, you let him know that I'm saying he's lying through his teeth. That's one. Two, Bruce Seldon lied. Bruce Seldon said that Tupac stopped over in his dressing room to speak to him. Okay, all of this is in my book. All of this is in my book about what happened that night. First of all, when we left from the MGM and went back over to the Lexor Hotel after Pac had been gambling that day, Pac had me go upstairs and change clothes. He had the other security that was with us, Michael Moore, stayed with him while I changed clothes. Pac went up and changed clothes after I came back down, and Michael Moore, he told him to go change clothes and meet us.
We're not talking about the boxer Michael Moore, are we?
No, we're talking about the other security that was with me. His name is Michael Moore.
Okay.
He told him to come and meet us over at the MGM. So Tupac and I got in a cab. We got in a cab, and we went over to the MGM. That's where he had on the blue jeans and the gold shirt. We get over there. It was so crazy. It was so crowded. Everybody saw him. They were screaming, Tupac, Tupac, and they tried to get at him. So I got the attention of the security, MGM security, and I had them walk us around the crowd on the other side of the ropes to get to the Grand Garden Arena area. So they get us over there. Now there's a roll of telephones there. We're at those telephones, and we're walking back and forth. We're pacing. Pac is pacing. He's mad because Suge Knight is late getting there with the tickets, and the fight is about to start. When Suge Knight showed up, he had another gentleman with him, so he had 4 tickets. Himself, the other gentleman who I didn't know, Pac, and myself. And we went into the fight, and we sat ringside. We went into the fight as the national anthem had just started, and as we were walking, I was like, we got to stop, because I'm from the Marine Corps. We got to stop. I got to put my hand on my chest, and Pac and Suge, they were walking, national anthem playing. We're walking, going to our seats. So we get down there to our seat, and we sit down.
Skip.
We leave after the fight. I mean, the fight was, what, 1 minute and 50 seconds?
If that.
If that, right?
Yeah.
Pac knocked him out. I'm sorry. Hold on. That fight came later. That fight did come later. Mike knocked him out.
Right.
Mike knocked him out. And as soon as Mike knocked him out, Suge said, let's go. So we get up, we go in the back. Now, the BET cameras catch us in the back. And they show Tupac in the BET cameras, and I'm in the background, and Suge Knight is next to Pac smiling, and Pac is like, 50 blows, did you see it? 50 blows, did you count them? 50 blows, he hit him 50 times, knocked him out. Right, he's all excited.
Right.
So we're in the back. Here's the point to this, when did Tupac have time to talk to Bruce Seldon? They interviewed him, and he said Tupac stopped by and spoke to him and this and that.
And Bruce Seldon is the analysis or the guy for ESPN, you're saying, right?
Exactly. They interviewed him in that, and he lied. He flat out lied. Now,
do that, then there's no reason for us to breathe the same air.
What put you in that perspective? You think, like, what about loss and stuff?
Well, of course, loss is going to come along, and you're going to have like hurdles and bumps in the road, you know. But my mission, my entire mission for the rest of my life is to figure out a way to enjoy the rest of my life, because you never know when you're gonna clock out. You know what I mean? So
I agree.
I wanna make sure every breath I take is a good one.
That's interesting. I don't know. I look at life in a different perspective. I look at life as because my purpose is probably just to inspire. My life is
What the fuck are you talking about?
That's how I look. I don't look at.
You have been so fucking inspirational to so many people.
Track Records Studio, South Studio. We got a call on a Monday, Tuesday, I think it was, that we were going to actually do a song for Mike Tyson. Tupac was going to come in, lay some lyrics down on a beat that we made, and we were going to ship it off to Vegas so that way they can play it during the fight. We came in for a couple of days, busted out the beat, got a call Friday morning saying Pac's going to show up, make sure we're on point. Make sure you're ready when he comes in. He's got a tight schedule, so he's going to come in for a couple hours, he's going to lay the lyrics, then you're going to mix it, and then we're going to send it off.
Pac will allow me, I would talk to him, he would send me music where I come out to his music at my fights. So he would make the tape, I asked him to tape me, he said, no, I'm going to make it tomorrow. So I always called and asked him with the tape. It's going to be ready for the fight because it's getting close.
Comes out the limo, walks in the door, says, what's up? Walks right into the room, started playing the beat, said turn it up, cranked it up for him, let him feel it. The man listened down maybe 2-3 times at most. Within 15 minutes, the track I think was about 6 minutes long. He listened down about 3 times. Had everything, pad and paper in his hand the whole time he listened, just writing, just writing, just writing, just writing. Yo, roll a blunt, writing, writing. Where's my Hennessy? Writing, writing. Next you know it, he stops tape, let's do it. Less than 20 minutes from the time the man walked into the door to the time he walked out of that room, 20 minutes, song was done. And then he tells me, he says, all right, dude, hey, man, it was great working with you. I appreciate everything you did. And he said, I'll be back Sunday.
The night before that fight, I was out, and I went outside the MGM Grand, I think it was, and it was just a bunch of friends of mine outside, so we hung out and we talked for a long time that night. I must have went to bed around 1 o'clock that night because we was outside just talking and talking. Just a bunch of friends, we just talking, entertaining the actors, and we just talking, having fun, and then I had to go. It relaxed me. I never did that before a fight before, but I was just truly relaxed. I came home, woke up the next morning, ate breakfast, watched television, talked to some people on the phone. And when time came to fight, we got in the car and we rode to the MGM Grand. And I just sat in my dressing room watching the fights on the scanner.
Tupac Shakur, he came in my dressing room. You know, he just popped his head in there and he's like, good luck, man, good luck, good luck. And I leaped up and ran over to him, shook his hand, because he never came in, he just stayed at the door. Shook his hand and he turned and walked on out.
Let's get ready to rumble. Yeah, throw your hands up, throw your hands up, throw your hands up. In this corner, the ghetto gladiator, Mike Tyson, never been defeated. Can't keep a good man down. And in this corner, ride with him. All they see is black venoms in my silhouette. Just watch the fear reappear in their eyes when I hit the set. Oh no, Tupac with Team Tyson, seldom was seldom seen. Iron Mike cut his head like a guillotine. Time for some action. You may give me high like Tony Braxton, Buster switching like Dennis Rodman. We still mashing. I put my hand up to God like this heart filled with stress. Throwing blows in this square circle to see who's best. Mike don't hurt them. What they scream, wait, what they need? Tyson put in work, his head touched the whole Coliseum. Better act up when I see him. We loud in the front row, hype up the crowd. If you don't like it, what you come for?
It's showtime! With the WBA Heavyweight Championship of the World scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing, introducing our referee in charge, Richard Steele.
I will warn you twice. The third time, I'll take a point away.
I'm still looking to kill his face.
Obey my command, shake hands, good luck.
Let's get it on now. Yes, let's get it on.
Specifically, did something happen in the Selden fight? I don't know. But it was a big night in terms of winning, but something in the career caused Mike to go downhill from that point, in my opinion. He lost 3 of his last 4 fights against guys he would have destroyed earlier in his career.
I was just happy that I won. I ran into, because Pac and Sugar was right in the front row. I ran them, I hugged both of those guys. We walked into the dressing room. I told them I was seeing them later. At that particular time, I just had a brand new baby girl, so I wanted to go see my daughter. And I said, in a few minutes, I'm going to call you after I see my daughter, and then we're going to go hang out.
Pac gonna stick his chest out and bust him in his mouth. And so that would happen.
It's almost like the adrenaline of the night was still with everybody. You know, that thing you have when a guy gets knocked out in the first round and everybody's, wow, that's amazing, that's incredible, wow. You know, people are jacked up.
I remember walking out of MGM when that occurred. And I remember about to call my phone to say to Suge, hey, y'all be careful, type of thing. But then it was something in me that was tired. You know what I mean? I had seen so much, you know, just tired of preaching, trying to get everybody to, can we, you know, I was Rodney King, can we all get along? You know, it was this, I just was tired that day. I just felt like, come on, let's go to the party.
If you look at it, everything seemed crazy that night in Vegas.
Looked like a good punch, but how solid was it? Because the crowd thought this guy went down.
Well, you know, I mean, the people that complained were the people that had cheap seats. They were wearing the top. They couldn't see it.
Well, you had a good view. Tell us what it was like.
It was a pretty good punch, I do.
There was going to be a party at Club 662. You were barely moving. You had foot traffic, you had the cars. A lot of his fans coming out, well, fight fans. One guy just jumped on someone's car and just, you know, he was holding up a T-shirt or something. He was like, Tyson, Tyson. So I was making my way through the traffic, came to a light, and cars, you know, were stopping, and I looked over, and it was a BMW, and it had some nice wheels on it. Looked over, I saw Pac and Suge in it, and the windows were down, so I just hollered at Pac and said, "What's up, Pac?" He said, "Oh, what's up, man?" Yeah. So where you guys headed to? He said, "Oh, we about to go to the club. You know, you can follow behind us. Come on in. Come with us, rather. Come with us." And I said, "All right, cool." I said, "All right, let me get a picture real quick." So I had, grabbed my camera, you know, snapped a picture. And then the light changed green. Then I finally got over, like about maybe 5 or 6 cars behind him. Then we came to another light, and that's what we stopped there. And then as we were stopped there, you know, there was we were in like the second lane from the curb, and you know, cars were rolling by on both sides. And then next thing you know, it's like you just heard, you know, bat, 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 bat.
When they started shooting, I grabbed Pac, I pulled Pac down. I get shot right here.
Suge had kind of like went up on the curb. He caught a flat after he came off the curb. And he made the left turn onto that street. Next thing we know, there's cops like on bicycles, and then we see the cars rolling up, and then they just pulled out their guns, and I hear Suge's like, "My man Pac got shot. My man Pac got shot. Man, we need to get to a hospital."
I fell to my knees because I could not believe that Tupac was gone. Just couldn't believe it.
A lot of despair, a lot of guilt, a lot of it was just numb. It's really it was really inconceivable to really fathom that happened just now, and it was just it's very sad, very sad. He came to see me, and we were getting ready to go hang out, and I felt if he probably would have just watched it on television, everything would have been gravy,